Donald Trump's former ally just dropped a major bombshell on Trump, and it could blow a hole straight through his economic agenda. You see, Paul Ryan, once one of Trump's biggest Republican defenders, is now openly blasting his tariff plan, saying it makes absolutely no sense. This is a major public break from the GOP establishment and is a sign that even Trump's inner circle is starting to walk away. Stick around to hear exactly what Ryan said, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Now, I don't know about you, but I think everyone is starting to get a little tired of Trump's blatant lying about how bad the economy is crashing. I mean, it's one thing to not want to spread panic, but the Trump administration is literally out here telling people that we have the greatest economy this country has ever seen. Here's Stephen Miller saying just that, and it's starting to sound like he's repeated this so much that even he is tired of hearing these lies.
President Trump right now inherited from Joe Biden a dead, flatlined economy. It was a cardiac patient, there would have been no heartbeat. And he has systematically, in a period of just a few months, put in place the most ambitious deregulatory regime in history, the most ambitious pro-energy regime in history. Every single thing is in place, Larry, for the greatest jobs boom we have seen in our lifetimes. Of course, we've already seen, as you mentioned in your intro, American workers are gaining back all the jobs they lost in the Biden administration that went to illegal migrants. The only thing that is missing from this entire piece of this extraordinary economic renaissance is the fact that Jerome Powell has kept the interest rates too high. We have a technology boom, we have an innovation boom, we have a manufacturing boom, and we're going to have the jobs boom that we've been talking about. So, yeah, we got to deal with Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve, but the fundamentals that President Trump has put into place are rocket fuel for this economy, and that's why we're seeing this incredible growth in jobs for American workers.
All right. Now, I don't know if Paul Ryan heard these outlandish claims, or if he's just tired of the Trump administration overall, because later in the day, he completely turned on Trump. Paul Ryan, if you don't remember, is the former Republican Speaker of the House. He basically led the party during the Obama years, but more importantly, he played a big role in bringing Trump to power. He and other top Republicans facilitated the rise of extremists in their party because ultimately it helped them win elections. Guys like Paul Ryan and Kevin McCarthy helped the first Trump administration get on its feet, but now that he's out of power, he can freely speak out even if it's too late.
So, there's definitely a tariff discussion that's happening.
There's a huge
right
tariff discussion. Yeah. How big a deal do you think that is right now?
I think it's the biggest deal right now of anything that's out there. It's the uncertainty.
And do you believe that the market has tariffs actually built in, or do you think that the market believes there's still an opportunity or a moment that this administration will quote unquote blink?
I think the market thinks that. I don't think that that's the case.
Okay, so you think let's just break that, unpack that.
Yeah.
You think the market?
I think the market thinks everything is going to be calm soon, and I just don't...
Calm, and that what, the tariffs are going to go away?
Well, they're just going to settle into some easy, predictable place, and I just don't think that that's going to happen.
As we've pointed out time and time again, Donald Trump's tariffs are not good for the economy and will have long-lasting consequences, and the longer they last, the more and more Republicans will turn against them. But Ryan didn't stop there. He actually issued a stark warning to Trump that his tariff games may come to an end soon. According to Ryan, enough Republicans are waking up to the dangers of Trump's crashing economy that Congress and even the Supreme Court might take away his right to set tariffs. This would be a major blow to the Trump administration because tariffs are like the only economic policy that he has. Not that they're a good one, though.
It's more than likely that the Supreme Court knocks out IEEPA, the law that's being used for these tariffs, which doesn't have the word tariff in it. Then the president's going to have to go to other laws to justify tariffs. 232, 201, 301. There's a bunch of laws. Those are harder laws to operate with. They're dual tracking it right now. So you have these agreements. I spent a lot of time on trade agreements. That's what one of my jobs in Congress was at Ways and Means. And these agreements could be a little upended if he loses in court. Then he's going to have to revive a tariff. Plus, I think they justify tariffs based on trade deficits. I don't think that's the way to go, but then they threw a tariff on Brazil at 50%, and we have a trade surplus with Brazil. So there's no sort of rationale for this other than, just the president wanting to raise tariffs based upon his whims, his opinions. And so I think choppy waters are ahead because I think they're going to have some legal challenges. And so I think it's going to be a while before this settles in. I think the market would like to see a predictable tariff policy that's settled in.
But do you think long-term...
Not only did Ryan caution that Trump's tariff powers could be limited soon, but he also says that Trump's tariffs up until now don't even make sense. He claims that putting tariffs on Brazil despite our trade surplus undermines everything Trump said about tariffs to begin with. And while all of this is true, it's kind of annoying that he's only just now saying this. So-called moderate Republicans like Paul Ryan helped bring Trump to power and rode the waves of tariff policy and the MAGA movement for years. That is, until it cost him his job. And now that he's out of office, he feels free to call Trump's policies out for what they are. Crazy. It may be well overdue, but I'm glad to see more and more Republicans finally coming to their senses. The damage Trump has done isn't just political, it's economical, structural, and unfortunately, it's still happening. And if former allies like Paul Ryan are willing to break ranks now, maybe, just maybe, the tide is starting to turn. But let me know down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you believe Republicans are finally waking up, or is this just too little too late?